Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know, most budget floor-standing speakers out there sound like they're trying to shout over a fan, with that harsh, tinny quality that makes everything feel flat and lifeless. If you've ever sat through a movie or music session where the dialogue sounds muffled or the bass just disappears into the background, you know what I mean. Well, today I want to show you a pair that actually fixes all those issues, the Klipsch RP-8060FA II floor-standing speakers. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So, what makes these speakers different? First off, they come with an elevation speaker built in, which means you get that immersive sound whether you're sitting at ear level or lounging on the couch. I tested these in my living room, and honestly, the soundstage felt wider than I expected from a pair of floor standers. The bigger Tractrix horn really makes a difference. It smooths out the highs so they don't sound harsh or piercing, even at higher volumes. I played some of my favorite tracks with lots of cymbal crashes and vocal harmonies, and everything came through clear without that annoying brightness you often get in cheaper speakers. Another standout feature is the linear travel suspension, LTS, titanium diaphragm tweeter. I know that sounds like tech jargon, but what it really means is that the tweeter can move more precisely, delivering cleaner highs and better detail. I noticed it right away when listening to jazz records. I could hear the subtle finger movements on the guitar strings and the breathiness in the vocals. It's the kind of detail you usually only get from much pricier setups. The all-new cerametallic woofers are another game-changer. They're designed to reduce distortion, so the bass stays tight and punchy without sounding bloated or muddy. I tried these out with some bass-heavy electronic music, and even at high volumes, the bass didn't distort or lose clarity. That's a big deal if you're like me and love cranking up the volume without worrying about ruining the sound quality. The vented tweeter design is also worth mentioning. It helps reduce standing waves in the tweeter, which means less distortion and a more natural sound overall. I compared these side by side with a pair of older floor standers I have, and the difference was pretty noticeable. The Klipsch speakers just sounded more open and less congested, especially in the mid-range where a lot of music lives. Now, let's talk about build quality. These speakers are solid. The walnut finish looks great in my setup, and the cabinets feel dense and well constructed. They're not lightweight, which is a good thing. It means they won't vibrate or rattle when the bass hits hard. I've had speakers in the past that would buzz at higher volumes, but these stayed stable even when I pushed them. One thing I really appreciate is the Tractrix ports. They're tuned to reduce turbulence, which means less noise from the ports themselves. I've heard some speakers where the bass sounds great, but you can hear a whooshing noise from the ports, almost like a wind tunnel. These don't have that issue at all. The bass just sounds clean and natural. Now, no speaker is perfect, so let me be honest about a couple of things. First, these are big. If you're in a small apartment or have limited space, they might feel a bit overwhelming. They're not the kind of speakers you can tuck into a corner. They need room to breathe to sound their best. Second, while the sound is impressive, they're not going to turn your living room into a concert hall. If you're expecting the kind of experience you'd get from a high-end home theater system, you might be disappointed. But for the price, they deliver way more than most competitors. So, who are these speakers for? If you're someone who loves music or movies and wants a speaker that sounds clear, detailed, and engaging without breaking the bank, these are a solid choice. They're great for medium to large rooms, and they pair well with a variety of amplifiers and receivers. I've had mine hooked up to a mid-range AV receiver, and the sound quality has been fantastic. If you're on the fence, I'd say give them a listen if you can. They're not cheap, but they're not outrageously expensive either. For the quality you get, I think they're worth it. And if you decide to grab a pair, you can find the link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.